elbow high and it comes in last. I don't want you to slap your elbow in the water. Slide that finger in last, okay? So right now I'm gonna have you just do one breath only, 2 breaths only. I don't want you to I just want to see what your stroke looks like without breathing. Okay? Ready? So let's just do, yeah, you can breathe 1 or 2 times, that's it. Ready, set, go. River, your hand is entering the water too late, okay? You're doing this, and so you're clapping the water, and that cupping sound that you're hearing on the water is you're getting air bubbles on your hand, and you're breathing air bubbles underneath the water, okay? And that's not good pushing air. Pushing air doesn't do anything, okay? So I bet if you did some underwater analysis, you'd see a lot of air bubbles on your hands, okay? And we shouldn't be seeing that. So I want you to actually enter the water sooner, earlier, not come in so late. Have the fingers come in earlier and slide to the water. So it's quiet. Okay? Ready, set, go. I want to make sure we have enough time for the swim part.
Yeah, let's do the
dive. I can do a whole dive. Dive. You got the basic idea. Get off the block faster. It's not going to save you at least a half a second. Right? That's huge. Okay, to 50, free, where it's still hard to just drop 100 seconds. You can drop off massive time on the 50 free just from your start alone. Okay, 100 free. So that's good. All right, so let's do a dive, and then I'm gonna have you do a 50 free for me. Okay, right now, 50 free. This is your first 50 of your 200. So kind of go at that speed with that nice stroke. Whatever you're gonna do. You're not gonna sprint your first 50 to 200, right? So you swim it like you would your first 50. Swimmers, take your mark. Go. Yeah, he swings his left arm. You feel yourself lifting from the water when you swim? A little bit of bouncy, right? So that's not an efficient way to swim when you have the bouncy, okay? Try to use your energy to not push yourself up out of the water. Use your energy to pull yourself forward, okay, if that makes sense, okay? What I would like you to also do is your breathing is not part of your stroke, so we need your breath part of your stroke. So when your arm goes up is when you breathe, when your arm comes down is when your head comes down. So you go up with your arm, down with your arm. Go with your shoulder roll. So as you roll the shoulders, your head turns and it comes back down. Turns, back down. Breathe. I would like your head more in the water. One eye in the water, part of your lip in the water, and the head's gonna move away from the water. Try not to lift your head out of the water when you're breathing so high. Okay? Keep it more in the water so it's not moving so high. Okay? I also want to make sure you're not telling me a lot of stuff right now. I also want to make sure you're not swinging your arms around you. Okay? So much. So try to make sure you really rotate the shoulders, get the elbow up higher, right? Remember, draw a straight line with the fingers, remember that? Back from here, here, straight line with the fingers. That will get your stroke more efficient, okay? Because you already have the speed, you already have the endurance, you already have the muscle to get to the stroke fast. Now we gotta get your stroke more efficient, which means you're not wasting energy in areas where you shouldn't be wasting it. That's what you're doing right now, is you're wasting a lot of energy. And if we can just streamline that to focus on speed, that's going to save you some more energy for the last 15 that you're losing steam.
So forward rather than up, and then keeping your head lower down when you breathe.
Stop the bouncing. Yeah, stop the bouncing. Those things that we can do with drills right now, I'm going to do just 125. Just do one lap from the water, right? Okay, technique-wise, that's something that we're going to be working on to doing that, okay? Also, you're better, but you're still bouncing up and down a little bit. Even though you're not breathing, your head is still going up and down. So I want you right now to pretend like there was a cup of water on the back of your head, and your goal is to try to keep as much water in that cup as possible to get across the pool. Let's not try to move that up and down. Okay, when you breathe, it won't count, but when you're not breathing, I want that head to stay still. Okay, I want your hand to enter in earlier. No splash, no noise. Ready, set, go. Nice job. Nice job. That's better. I love really lengthening, reaching further, fingers closed more, head down further. Okay, really reaching over those ears, really doing that. Okay, so remember when I swim the 200, my first 100 is a real. I'm not going full speed. I'm not. I'm holding back. But what I'm doing is I'm really getting into each stroke, really reaching, pulling the water hard, really for that first 100. And then after that first 100, then I start to build that 25, and then that last 75 is a full-on sprint for me, coming home. And that last 50, I just do whatever legs I have left, I just use the rest of those legs until they turn into jello on my last stroke. Your goal is on your last stroke into the walls when they turn to jello. Not before the flags, not whatever, but if that jello is lactic acid. Lactic acid is built up into your muscles, and what it does is it shuts down your muscles, okay? And so, if that happens, yes? Hits the water. It's like you're dragging the elbow on the water. The elbow doesn't go at the same time as the arm. The elbow is the last thing that goes into the water. Comes in and now your fingers are open. Close your fingers and you're sideways. That's good. Nope, not left hand. Right hand turn. There you go. Have it enter sideways. Let's try it again. Keep going. Yeah, there you go. More like that. That helps not bring your heart need to, and especially in a longer race. But what I want you to do is keep your arms the same speed. I don't want you going slow and then go fast. It's like you change speed in your stroke. And when you walk or run, everything goes the same speed. We don't swing our legs forward, right? So when we walk or run, everything goes the same speed. Same with you. You need to go the same speed. If you go the same speed, you will be smoother, more efficient. Like a windmill, going around and around and around. Okay? Ready, set, go.
Does this have anything to do with his 2 feet kick, Oni? Because he kicks so little, therefore his arms.
Wow, that looked really good. How'd that one feel? More smoother, it looked like.
More smoother, more effort also.
Yeah.
To continuously keep it going.
Yeah, it wasn't so much bouncing, fighting with the water. It was really a lot smoother, and that was great. I would still like to see more rotation. If you would look at the video, you're not rotating that much at all. I mean, but you were going the same. Everything was going the same speed, and you're reaching more, which I saw, which was great. Okay, so you just saw there. You were going fast. You saved energy. That's a win-win. That's how we're gonna drop your 200. Okay, we have to change your technique in your stroke. Because you come to us, you need to look at this as a positive. When you come to us and I tell you there's all these things we can work on right now, light should be going off in your head saying opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Imagine if you came to me and your technique was perfect or was really good. How are we gonna drop your time in the races? Then you gotta rely on your conditioning only, right? Then you gotta rely on what your coach is doing. You gotta work out harder, do more practices, go 6 days a week, do doubles, do stuff like that. But because we see opportunity in your technique, that is gonna drop you more time. I'm short for a swimmer. I'm 5'8". Swimmers I swam against 6 foot, 6'2", 6'4". The only reason I was fast as I was because of my technique. Okay?
And he actually is pretty fast. At ISL, he wins the little parent relay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I mean, you're good. I mean, if you get to a 141, that was my best that I got. So within the 200 free. So, but yeah, that's a great time if you get to 141. See, that's huge. That's a big accomplishment.
You're 141 to 5'8".
Yeah.
Probably more muscular.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So.
But you're gonna do it. I think you just gotta like. It's good to set good goals like that, but I also want you to be happy when you drop time every time. If you drop time, say, that's great, I'm on the right course, I'm dropping time. Let's look at the video, let's look at the stuff. If you ever get video filmed of your races, all you have to do is get that emailed over to me, and I'll watch the film with your splits.
I'll send it to him.
And I'll see, because I'm gonna see probably, okay, he needs to lengthen his stroke out more here, he needs to do that. But these are the things I'm talking about right now, is I need you to lengthen your stroke out. I need you to swim smoother. Everything goes the same speed right now, okay? And I want you to get your shoulders higher, your elbow and your shoulder higher right now when you're swimming. Elbow and shoulder higher right now. and really rotate, okay? So let's try it again, another 50. Ready, set, go. Time is your next lesson. Sorry. How's that feel to you?
Second lap was much better.
Yeah. Still slapping though. I still hear some slapping.
And
So,
your left hand's still way open.
yeah. Get the fingers closed. Let's get the elbow coming later. We're giving you a lot of stuff to work on, and so I'm worried that I'm happy. I want to make sure you're gonna remember this and do this in practices. Your coach is not gonna know. How many swimmers do you have in the water? 50? 40? Yeah, a lot of people. So yeah, so just say okay. Every time he says something, just say okay. And then just do what you want to do. So don't argue. Don't say I was told this or that. You just do this. But does it feel better for you?
It's different. It's much more different. I'm more used to. I used to base how fast I was going by how much I was bouncing actually for how much I would travel in each
Okay.
bounce. So that's how I measured each stroke. But now that it feels smooth and consistent, it's kind of hard to judge
Okay.
how far I'm going outward with each
How does it feel on your shoulders though? Can you tell a difference or not really?
I would need to swim longer distances. So
Okay.
today.
Okay. That's good. Well, I think if you could rotate and do these things, keep your fingers closed more. I don't want any noises, no slapping in your elbow. Have it come in earlier, have it come in quietly right now. Focus on right now reaching further. I mean like reaching further, more than you are. Like rotate, reach as far as you can and get a hard push. That's how you're gonna get that 141 to really lengthen that stroke out. Really, really, really do that.
So
Okay.
rolling out the lats and
Yeah.
probably I don't know.
Yeah, because he needs to stretch more too. He does not stretch enough.
Yeah, if you're doing the swimmer, every morning you wake up and throughout the day, like when I walk around, like you should do this, hold the arm across you, then stretch your shoulder out, do the same thing, hold it. But don't do it quickly, you're gonna hurt your shoulder. Do it, hold it at least for 10 seconds, release slowly, right, from it. Do this one across, bring you this one, and this is a great one.
Oh, yeah, you
Keep
showed me
doing
that one
this.
last time.
But I'm double jointed, so I can go, look how high I can go. I go this, I can go all the way up, okay? Because I do this every day. So imagine your butterfly or all the other strokes and being able to get that flexibility doing that, right? So, I think, you see swimmers that they could really get that big swing going back and forth, right? So I want to make sure you're stretching a lot. So that's huge for flexibility, especially in your shoulders and all that stuff. What stroke hurts your shoulders the most?
I would say butterfly.
But he doesn't swim a lot of butterfly. He hasn't done a lot of butterfly or breast. He's free and back, or his strokes.
Okay,
I don't really care if he doesn't do butterfly because I don't really see him being an IMer. So,
good.
but we can play with it afterwards once he gets like free and back down.
I think, to be honest, your 200, we don't need to finish the thing because I think the way to drop your 200 is your first 100. Your problem is you're swimming it the wrong way where your body's wiped out your last 100. So if we can figure out a way to still go just as fast or go faster, doing it smoother.
But you think keeping the same 100, like keeping his 100 time on the second 100, he'll still do good? So you keep the second.
I think what's going to happen is if we can lengthen a stroke out on the first 100 like we're doing right now, and be more smoother, he'll have more energy for the last 100 to drop more time.
Okay.
So it has to be more efficient for the first one.
Yes. Well, really, I want all 4 laps more efficient because I bet you the last 2 are not efficient. But if we mix efficient with going faster in the
They're
last
not.
100, then you're going to be really, really good. We need it. If you're trying to drop that much time, we have to drop time in every 50. We can't just rely on the last 50 only. Can we get the last 50 a second, 2 seconds faster? Yes. Can I get you 3 seconds faster just in the last 50 alone? No, I can't. So we're going to have to kind of make a little bit of everything. But I feel like, look, if we can make your dive faster by launching off faster, that just saved us the
Turns.
turn, right? Not doing circle pattern and not taking extra stroke into the wall. That's going to make you faster. If we could get you gliding more, really rotating the shoulders, right? Having that not splash so much water, that's going to make you faster. And then we have a chance of dropping 3 seconds just alone in the last 100. In the last 100, I think we can. I think we could drop the third 50 by a second, and I think we could possibly drop the last one by next 2 seconds, and that could give you the 3 seconds that we need. Okay, so I would like to see. Really, you need to be out at least in a. You have to be out in like a 49 or a 50. 50 seconds to be at 141. But the problem is I don't like you swimming to hit a 141 your next meet, because the problem is if you go out too fast like that, then you risk dying at the end. I would like to get you into the 142, 143 range.
I think we miscommunicated. I'm actually 141.
Yeah, he needs a
1.1 high. I did
138.
138.
Yeah, 139.
141 high.
And then sectionals is pretty much his last short course meet. Then it switches to long course.
Okay. All right. Well, I see you for a couple more times, so
Yeah.
we're gonna be able to. I'll be able. You need to put some work into doing this in the workouts right now. What we just talked about in your freestyle. Okay. Freestyle is always a stroke I got to take the longest on working on technique wise, because it's the fastest way to move through the water. There's no rules. It's the fastest possible, most efficient way to move through the water, and so that's why I'm trying to go on for you right now. You're very strong, and what I would like you to do is use more your muscles in the water. The swimmers that don't have strength, they have to do more repetitions and more strokes. You don't need to do that. You need to work on making your stroke longer and pushing more water all the way back. If that makes sense. Okay. So,
Next
all right.
Tuesday. Yes, thank
Thank
you,
you.
John.
That's
He's
it
got
for
to get
today?
to practice soon,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, sure
I
thing.
need you to make sure you're really rolling your shoulders all the way. Okay?
Nice long strokes that you're taking. Okay, so let's try that. Ready, set, go.
Yeah, I don't think he reaches out.
Also, you only have a 2-beat kick in your stroke.
He knows that.
Kick, kick.
He knows he stops kicking when he breathes, too.
Yeah, have a continuous kick. A smaller kick. Just not get your feet out of the water so much. Keep your feet more in the water. Faster
All you gotta do
kick.
is just gotta,
Okay. Ready, set, go.
No, yeah, you
You know what I'm saying? That's really what you gotta do.
Good, nice job, much better job with the kick. Your arms are still coming in way too late. So what I want you to do right now is I want your arms to come in super early. Really early right now. And try to pretend your hand is like a plane landing under the water. Just lands under the water, okay? Have your hands enter the water earlier and keep the elbow up high. Ready, set, go. No, you hear it slap, slap, slap. Your elbow slap in the water. Can I hear that? No. Yeah, I want you to pay attention to your elbow right now. I don't want your elbow to fall short of the water. Have your hand into the water, elbow stays up, elbow is the last into the water. Okay? Dropping like that. You need to have the elbow high, hands going like this, quiet. Try to have your hands work super quiet right now. I don't care how fast you're going. I just want to see you not slap the water. Ready, set, go. Your right hand was doing a much better job. Your left hand better, but it was still slapping a lot of times. Your left elbow slapped. You hear it? You hear what I'm talking about? So this is what I'm talking about. So we're doing warm-ups and warm-downs and easy swimming. I want you to focus on the quality of your stroke and getting this a little bit more efficient and quieter. When you walk, you don't slam your foot against the ground, right? Not efficient. Same thing with your arm. You shouldn't be slamming your arm against the water. Okay? It's resistance and drag. Okay? And so we need to make sure it's coming that. So what did you do in order to limit that? What were you thinking about? What were you changing? It's besides just going a little bit slower, what were you doing? Because it wasn't just going slow that solved it. You were actually really thinking about, oh, that's right, I got to keep my elbow up higher.
The main change was instead of usually I would let my arm float back up so that I could have the maximum pull. But instead of letting it float back up, I decided to just let it straight down.
Yeah.
Let it sink, I don't know, about a foot into the water.
Yep.
And then just
Yeah. It might seem like a foot under the water, but it's really only like an inch or 2 inches under the water. Okay, so you can see it on the videos where your hand is just the surface of the water. And anyways, if you're at the top of the water when you're starting to push the water, guess what you're pushing? Air. You're getting air bubbles trapped on your hand. That's not a very, you can push more water if you don't have air bubbles on your hand. Okay, so you want to have that come here. Then it's at the right height where your shoulder is. It's not above your shoulder line where it's going to hurt your shoulder. I don't know if your shoulders ever hurt.
yeah, they did.
Okay, well that's probably one reason why your shoulders are hurting. Because your shoulder's down here, your arm is up here, and you're starting your push at that position. Your arm is above your shoulder. Whereas it should be more down here, not putting stress on the joint. Okay, make sense? So this could very likely be one of the things that's going to help your shoulder right now by doing this. Because you're not supposed to start it from up here. Okay, so we got to get it. We got to get it down where your shoulder is. Your shoulder's under the water, so before you start your pull, it's really even with your shoulder, just below your shoulder, not above your shoulder. Okay, all right. Ready? So let's try it again. Ready up. I want it coming quietly, and I want your elbow to come in last and reach under the water right now. Reach under the water right now. Okay? Reach. Obviously, when you're going fast, we're gonna have a little bit of splashing from the hand just entering the water. But what we're not gonna have is you're full on smacking the water with your elbow. Okay? Bam! Bam! And your hand comes in very flat at the very end. It needs to come in earlier. Reach under. That will help your shoulder too. Okay? Ready? So let's try that. Ready? Set, go.
Catcher.
Okay, better, but your left hand, your left elbow especially is still slapping the water when it comes in. So your left hand needs to enter sooner, earlier. Okay? You can't come in so late. Have it enter in earlier. Really rotate the shoulders. Let's just do one length, not two. One length so I can give you more instruction, okay? So have the fingers come in earlier, closed more. Okay? And those hands enter the water, keep them closed, streamlined. Okay, we don't want them open, just closed. Why do you open them?
I just never noticed actually.
Okay.
Or I can't really feel that it's closed or open.
Okay, so what I want you to do right now is as you're standing there right now, open up your fingers all the way, and now push the water. With your fingers open, push the water. Okay, now close your fingers, and now push the water. Which one was harder? Which one felt like push more water?
The closed.
You should feel that when you swim. You're old enough now where you should feel this when you swim and change it the way you. Christine's been telling you to close your fingers a lot. You're closing your fingers a lot before you came back, and then you close your fingers more, you're dropping time. Okay? You just said it yourself, you're pushing more water when your fingers are closed. So you're sold. You know you need to do it. So you just gotta close it more, okay? And so when your hand enters the water with them open, you're just catching water in between your fingers right here. Boom. Right? And if they're together, then the water has to go on the outside. It's not gonna get trapped here. Okay? So right now, let's do the same thing. Keep the head down lower, really, and have your hands entering quietly. Elbow comes in last. And what I want you to do, what I was gonna tell you is, I want your shoulders to rotate more. So when your hand goes back, when that elbow comes up, I want the shoulders to rotate all the way up. Like this, so 180. Your head's still looking down, but I want your shoulders to rotate more, okay? This will help you get your elbows up higher without hurting your shoulder, right? So you try to get your elbow up without rotating your shoulder, you're putting a lot straight on your shoulder, right? So if you rotate your shoulder, rotate your body with your elbow, shoulder and elbow up in the air instead of just elbow in the air. Shoulder and elbow in the air will put less strain on your shoulder.
Okay, wait, hold on. I have a really quick question. River, didn't you tell me someone told you were over rotating?
Yeah, that's what the coach. They said about 45 degrees of rotation. It starts to it's
So he just wants you rotating here, not rotating here.
yeah. Over rotating to really 100 That's a little too much of a routine.
Well, that's not 180. That's 90. Well, 180.
Yeah,
180 would be. Well, that would be 180 going all the way to here, all the way to your back, doing all the way around. Would that be the 360? Right. So, but I need you going up higher than you're doing right now. You're not even lifting your elbows up at all. So when you're going back and your elbow comes up, it goes right to here. Elbow and shoulder goes up in the air. Okay. So let's try that right now. Here's the thing. You went back with your coach. You stopped lessons here. You listened to everything he said. Did you drop any time at all? Okay? Your coach is great at coaching, at doing the stuff. I don't want you to argue with him. If he tells you to do something, listen to him. But I'm just saying, you tried it his way, and it didn't work, right? So let's try, let's keep doing what we're saying. You're gonna keep dropping more time. If I see you're over rotating, I'll let you know, but you're not even rotating that much at all. So if you could just even rotate even more. Here's the thing. In my butterfly, I used to enter in a little bit early. I wasn't entering in front of my shoulders, right? I was entering earlier. And they would keep telling me, reach in front of you, reach in front of you, reach in front of you. Well, I thought I was always reaching in front of me, but I was really reaching out here. Do you know what they told me? Have your hands come all the way in the middle now. Are you actually supposed to have your hands come to the middle in butterfly? No, you're supposed to have your hands enter shoulder width. But by me thinking about having my hands come into the middle, I was really only coming out to here. It's like fixing your alignment in your car. If your alignment's off in your car, you're just gonna soon just start to turn the wheel and always drive straight with the wheel kind of turn sideways. Right now, I need you thinking about rotating your shoulders more than you are, not thinking about over rotation. That's something not to think about. Your body will automatically change it based on the speed of the stroke that you want to go, and you'll feel the speed. But right now, you're having a lot of shoulder pain because you're not rotating your shoulders. You're relying on getting your arms out of the water without rotating your shoulders. And if you can rotate your shoulders, that will put less strain on your shoulder when you're getting your arm out of the water. Okay? And that's probably why you started getting more injuries. And your shoulder
Why his shoulder blade popped out.
Okay? So this all makes sense physically, so let's do it this way. Okay? Ready, set, go.
I just wanted you to explain that because
Down a little bit.
I guess if you reach it up, like I can see it drops down to the other end of the
Yes. Reach and roll and push the water hard. Okay? Really reach into that stroke right now.
So how much do you have to drop River in the 200 to get your junior national?
I need to drop about 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
3 seconds for your personal best.
Yeah. About 141. I think it's 131.
When are you trying to hit 141?
Sorry.
When are you trying to get this by?
I was hoping by March, but March is a little bit far-fetched. I was thinking sometime in the end of the year.
I'm thinking sometime before December because December is when
Look,
it is.
it's a big goal to have. I mean, it's great. I want you to have big goals, but dropping 3 seconds already when you're fast already is a huge drop to take in a short period of time. What would be good is just getting a personal best, and then let's work our way a bit and keep it
Well, he
like
got his
splits.
personal best at Kevin Perry, right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, he got it at Kevin Perry like a month ago.
Road to
Well,
Paris.
then you know what? It's more than just strategy. How we're swimming the 200. It really comes down to your technique. Then, if we can fix your technique and get you a little bit more efficient right now in the water, that's like going to drop time across the board in everything right now. I mean, I could go all day. I mean, you're still slapping the water a little bit. The fingers are open still a little bit. There's a little bit of choppiness, but the difference of what you just did right now compared to the end is a huge difference, and you got it on video. So
Right.
what's nice is you should watch your first 50, fast forward to the video, and watch that last 25, and you could look at it from the surface and say, I actually like that one. I see the speed. I see that it doesn't look slower. It looks more efficient. It looks smoother, and you're still maintaining the speed. Okay, so you're saving energy and maintaining speed. So imagine that for the 200. If you can figure out a way to still maintain your speed in the first 100 and save more energy, that would leave a lot more energy for that last 100, where you could drop 3 seconds on the whole second last 100. Okay, and that would be huge, huge. Me for the 200, I negative split. So my last 100 was faster than my first 100 sometimes. So it drove my coach in college drove my coach crazy. But now, what do you know? Today, now they're calling negative splits is still a good thing. So interesting, you know. But how things have changed. Because I'm like, if I go out faster in the first 100, you tell me to go faster, I'm just gonna die for the last 100 then. You know. So everyone does something a little bit different. But no, I saw your splits and I like it. It wasn't. Look, I've seen splits and I've seen people like, oh my God, this is all wrong. Really, what I see for yours is your last 50 is just you're not finishing your last 50 like you should in the 200, and that's because you don't have enough energy to finish it, not because you're not trying hard enough. So we have to figure out a way for you to still not lose time, make you faster, more efficient, and then use that in the last 100, the last 50 to drop more time, not have the lactic acid build up. So let's do this broken 100 right now. We got to figure out where there's a stopwatch on my little new
It's under the
iPhone.
clocks.
Yeah.
Clocks, and then you go to stopwatch.
Here we go.
He got an iPhone. He's always been an Android person. He finally
Yes.
decided to go with everything.
All right, ready? Just a 50. Take your mark. Go.
I like his turns are slow too.
Okay, so, that's a 24.6, okay, that you're adding. Is that how you normally do that flip turn? You coast into the wall like that?
No, I just felt
Sometimes, River.
Okay, sometimes.
Okay, also, it's very, very, very choppy, especially your first 25.
That is.
Remember, this is your first 50. You need to lengthen your stroke. You're not sprinting your stroke. Look how tired you are after your first 50 right now. This should be like a build. You're building your stroke. You're still maintaining your heart rate right now, right? Like if you were doing a 500 free, what would your first 50 look like in your 500 free? I need you to kind of, in a sense, slow down the amount of, you're working really hard. Whereas what I want you doing is reaching into hard pushes, using that muscle instead of, don't use so much heart rate right now. Save your heart rate and use more muscle right now. Reach further, roll as far as you can in your stroke, okay? And that's gonna help you time out your wall a little bit more. But when you're chopping, you're not coasting, it's hard to do that. But you should be gliding on each arm. Glide, glide, glide. What we were doing here, that's the kind of speed I'm kind of looking for in a sense. That's the technique I'm looking for in that first 50, that first 100, I should say. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our second 50 right now. I'm gonna start the watch again. Continue the time going further, okay? And I wanna see a little bit more gliding right now, okay? Ready, set, go.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, 51.45 right now. 51.45. Okay, so right now, first of all, when you push off the wall on your foot turn, you're not even streamlined. Your hands are separated. Your arms should be squeezed in the head, hands together. Okay, that's it. How many turns do we do in a 200, right? So we need to make sure we tighten that up a little bit more because we can save a tenth of a second or a couple tenths of a second. That adds up. The dive will add up, right? All these things will add up. So I want to make sure you're nice and tight coming off the wall. Okay. You're still slapping the water, so I need to make sure you're thinking about your stroke and you're reaching more. I want to see longer strokes, and what I'm not seeing is the back part. You're not pushing the water all the way back. What I mean by that is you got to reach as far as you can. You got to push the water back as far as you can, and you're really just doing nice long strokes. Okay, which is not using that muscles and pushing that water back.
Can we redo that 50?
What?
Can we redo that 50?
Yeah, if you want to, I just won't start the watch this time. So what we can do is we can just restart this 50 right now, and then I'll start the watch when we continue on our stuff. Okay. So ready, set, go. How does that feel to you? How does that feel to you? How does it feel tired wise? Is it using more energy, less energy, or same energy?
I judge based on heart rate, and I feel
Yeah.
I'm the same right now.
Good. You look faster. You look faster. I probably should just time it just to compare your 50 there. How did it look to you?
It looked good. One thing though, he didn't do it as bad here, but he is do a lot of circle pattern again, which he used to not do too.
Stay on the black line. And this is the thing in your practices. I don't want you flipping. Have I told you this before? When you come into the wall and you flip, I don't want you pushing off at an angle. So for instance, if you're coming down this side, you're not allowed to flip turn here. Do you know where I want you to flip turn? Here. What I want you to do is before you come into the wall, cross over. As soon as that last swimmer goes off the wall, if you're not first swimmer, if you're first swimmer, then you should just stay in your lane and come off, right? And veer over. But if you're not first swimmer, then after the next swimmer goes away, then you could straighten yourself out, come in for a straight flip turn. Okay, off. So because I always want you practicing straight flip turns. I don't want you pushing on the middle target and pushing off at an angle. I want you pushing off straight wherever you're pushing off. Okay? Then we correct it. But I want to know if you close your eyes when you're swimming right now, would you swim straight?
I haven't tried it before. I don't think so.
Okay? So that we got to even your stroke out a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do right now is let's go ahead and close your eyes for about 8 strokes, and then you're open your eyes again, okay? Ready, set, go.
Going
Close.
to elbow slap by basically going more earlier.
Yeah, I'm entering in more sideways, okay? Not flat, sideways.
And then rotating more. I think you said head downward to not bounce as much.
Yeah, keep your head still, don't bounce, focus on that.
And then the kick has to be more consistent rather than just 2 beats.
Yeah.
And then less of that 1-2, 1-2 instead of just consistent stroke rate.
And I'm okay with you not thinking about the 1-2, 1-2. What I would like you to do is keep your arms the same speed. And that's what helped you there is that you didn't do this, you kept everything the same speed, which is what I want. Okay? And so that's how you run too. When you run, you don't slide your feet forward like this. Everything goes faster. Okay, and that's the same thing when you swim. Everything needs to go faster, and so that will help you. That will help you. Okay. Some people with the 1-2 pattern helps them with like keeping into a rhythm and keeping them into like a pace, and that's more important. Like maybe at a 500 or something longer. Sometimes that's okay. So that's why I don't want to tell you absolutely not. But if that helps you to stay more smooth, then I'm fine with that right now. But if you ever decide to kind of get a bounce, I know people don't like, not a bounce, but to get like a 2-beat rhythm, like more of a
Yeah,
gallop.
the gallop. I've seen it.
I get it. I understand it. So if that works for you, I'm not going to tell you can't do that. It's against the rules. But right now, what you're doing right now is that last one coming in looked a lot better, more smoother,
Yeah.
more efficient. You could just tell the speed was just shooting across, whereas before you're just like it's like you're at war with the water,
Right.
fighting the water.
He was fighting the
That's
whole
what
time.
I told him. Like
Yeah.
last year, I said, you look like you're fighting the water now.
Yeah, water's your friend. You know how to work the water.
No.
You're strong.
Abram,
I don't wanna sound
the
like
way
a
that
smartass, but
John's
What's
talking
your
about,
opinion on
the Abram kid
thoracic spine? Do you
in
think
his
that
class,
provides
the one
general
who has the
thoracic spine?
junior nationals,
Yeah.
that's how he swims. And he's a long distance, but he swims 200.
I don't think it's in your spine.
Yeah.
I really just think it's just you knowing that you have to rotate your shoulders, you knowing that you have to just do that more. I don't think it's so much in the spine, and I don't want you doing anything specifically for the spine. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but this swimming is very core based, anyways, right now, and everything kind of rotates in the hips, right as you're swimming. everything has a reason. Like your 2-beat kick is stopping you from like really getting this rotation, right? You should be just when you kick, you should be kicking sideways. You rotate. Okay. That's stopping you from doing things. It's making your stroke a little more robotic when you're doing things. So, kind of want to have just a nice consistent kick, doing that, and that will be great. So. It's good. I mean, it looked a lot better. I'm curious for you. Do you ever watch the videos? I would like you to watch some of the videos, and I want you to look at it saying like, do you think it looks better? Like you could even time it on the video if you want to. Look at the starting mark of the video, the ending of a lap, and compare it speed-wise to your earlier one, and you might say, oh my goodness, I was actually a second faster, and that was easier, and that was better. So I don't know. I didn't time it. It looked faster. It looked better to us out there.
Looks smoother, not
That's
so
what you need.
bouncy.
That's what you need. That's how you need to drop time. We have to change something with your technique. We have to fix things with your technique. And doing that, if we could do that, then you're gonna get it. But you're doing great, and the best thing we could do is give you confidence. So that's what we're gonna do with this. So I'll see you a couple more times. So today was a lot of heavy lifting. So hopefully the next lessons won't be so much heavy lifting. Okay, where we can more streamline what we're doing and focus a little bit more on strategy and the speed work and stuff like that. But today was a little bit more on your technique and trying to stop the slapping and trying to get more efficient. So what time's your practice at?
He has to leave like in 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you. You can warm down if you need to. I don't know if you are warmed down already.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
All right. Yeah, I'm entering it more sideways, okay? Not flat, sideways.
And then rotating more. I think you said head downward to not bounce as much.
Yeah, keep your head still, don't bounce, focus on that.
And then the kick has to be more consistent rather than just 2 beats.
Yeah.
And then less of that 1-2, 1-2 instead of just consistent stroke rate.
And I'm okay with you not thinking about the 1-2, 1-2. What I would like you to do is keep your arms the same speed. And that's what helped you there, is that you didn't do this, you kept everything the same speed, which is what I want. Okay? And so that's how you run too. When you run, you don't slide your feet forward like this. Everything goes faster. Okay, and that's the same thing when you swim. Everything needs to go faster, and so that will help you. That will help you. Okay.